You ever reach that moment in life where you just can't go any further? You're tired. You're at your wits' end. You've done everything that you can think to do, and then some. And there's just nothing left except to give up, pray for a miracle. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today in the NeverEnding Story, a Veritas Heart deep dive into the childhood film, The NeverEnding Story. And I think this film has a lot more than meets the eye. Last episode, we talked about the gates in the movie. These tests the hero had to pass through in order to find the truth. And it's kind of like things you go through to get the answers you need in an attempt to save your own heart. Now look, it's commendable in life to sweat, to push, to do your due diligence. But here's the reality. There's no miracle and there's no hope when you do things completely on your own. I think the world's built that way. Because what is the world like if you don't have any childlike wonder and awe? And you don't get that when you achieve everything in your own ability. There has to be something outside of you that steps into your story. Because experiencing salvation, experiencing redemption from outside of yourself, it changes the way you see everything. And more than that, it's the only way to rescue your inner child from whatever pit or dungeon you've managed to get him stuck in. Here's what's wild. Grace appears in the movie right from the beginning. This boy, Bastian, runs into a bookstore, not looking for truth, just trying to escape. And there's an old man who doesn't stop him. He draws him in and lets him take this book, almost like he knows this boy is a prime candidate for reading that story. Because the story doesn't just happen to our hero, Atreyu. It pulls Bastian in. It draws him into Fantasia, his own inner world. And maybe that's closer to your life than you realize. Maybe there are moments in your story where something has been pulling on you, drawing you in, even when you don't understand why. Grace doesn't just rescue you, it invites you to participate in your own story. When everything collapses, when the nothing has spread all over your heart and hope has failed. In the movie, Atreyu walks right into the swamps of sadness. And this isn't the kind of place that you just fight your way out of. This is where strength fails and determination doesn't do you any good. In the movie, the hero has just gotten his facts and figures. He's told the distance he has to travel to find salvation, an impossible distance. In your own story, I'm sure you've had these moments where you got the letter in the mail, you found out the bank account's empty, you got the medical report, where the person that you love most tells you that they're done, where the nothing starts erasing everything beautiful and childlike inside of you. Our hero does not get back up in this moment, but something else shows up. Falcor, the luck dragon. That's what they call him, luck. Random, unexplainable, undeserved. But look closer. He shows up at the exact moment Atreyu is about to sink. Not early, not late, he's right there. He doesn't ask for anything. There's no conditions, no proving yourself. He just pulls him out of the muck that he's stuck in, and he carries him. Not just out of that swamp. No, he carries him forward. He carries him across the impossible distance that he didn't think he could travel. And he takes him to healing, to allies. One who can restore his strength, and one who can give him the answers that he can't get to on his own. He finds a healer to mend him and a mind to guide him. In other words, it all looks like grace to me, and it shows up through the unlikeliest of people. That's why I don't see Falcor as luck. I see him as grace, because it isn't random. This is help showing up exactly when it's needed, without being earned and without being controlled. If you're honest, there are probably moments in your story that feel a lot like that. Moments you shouldn't have made it through. Moments where something carried you further than you could have gone on your own. And from that point on in the story, Atreyu still has his battles. He still has choices to make, but from then on, he's not traveling alone anymore. That's the difference, because we all want to be rescued, but being rescued is not the same as being restored. Grace doesn't mean that you do nothing. It means that when you've done all you can do, something meets you there and carries you if you need it, walks with you. Because then it's not just about results, it's about relationship. And grace never shows up without relationship. I believe God spends the majority of his limitless resources seeking your heart, seeking your mind, trying to reach that inner child in you, the one that you've buried under fear, pain, and survival, trying to carry you out of the part of the story where you got stuck into something beautiful again, a story that's worth living. And that's exactly what we see in Falcor. And behind it all, there's something untouched, the childlike empress. Now we'll go deeper into that in the future episodes, but it's worth noting, a childlike heart is at the center of this whole thing. So for now, understand this. Your life is a story, and you weren't meant to carry it all by yourself. And if something has been carrying you during those times when you didn't even see it, even when you didn't understand it, what might that change in the way you look at your story now? What might look different if you realize you were never writing it alone, that you don't have to figure it all out. You just have to participate, and that in fact, it's okay to live like a kid again, to have an open heart, to dream, to wonder, and to find out with excitement where your story is headed. That's it for today. So we'll talk to you soon. God bless you, and I'll catch you next time.